We are the number one wanted man on earth. You are the number one wanted man on earth by all races of women. Snow bunnies, whoever races outside of black women are gonna give it up to us. We don't have to play no games. Like, we go somewhere tonight, hey, we talk, because they look at us like, ooh, you know. Black women tend to through obstacle courses. Even if you ain't got no money, you are still the king of the earth. We are the most dominant gene on earth. If we busting any girl, it's the baby is black. Even though we want our own black women tend to put us through obstacle courses. Right? Not bad. Black women like you gotta wait. Oh, we celibate. Oh, you gotta marry me. Oh, you gotta buy me something. Oh, you gotta do this. You gotta do that. White women ain't asking for nothing. Doming you up. We don't have to argue. They gonna go because they look at us like, oh, I just wish I could have one for myself. Not just white women, all women. Y'all gonna have to let y'all motherfucking guards down, man. You need to give it up. You might have to help a get to the bread. You gonna have to give it up at least though, because we ain't waiting. Because we know all the other women want us, and for the easy. Everybody know that. Your son know that who went to college. In the city know that. Everybody know that now. You can't lie to us about that no more. It ain't nothing to talk about no more. Y'all know them other girls is gonna go.
So we all just seen and heard what Slim Thug just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, that is a horrible way to say whatever you thought you were saying. Go ahead.
What do you think you were saying?
There's no what I think. What he was saying is, black women, let us in. Don't try to tell us that you're waiting to get married to want to have sex. Go ahead and just have sex with us whether we married or not, because these other races are doing it. So we can create black babies with whoever we sleep with. So if y'all don't let us in, hey, we just gonna go somewhere else. But if y'all do let us in, we basically gonna repopulate almost. Just you're gonna be a full black baby that we can have with you. It is super ignorant on two occasions. Number one, it's super ignorant to just suggest that these other races, ethnicities, whatever you want to say, are just all these women are just open their legs just simply because it's a black dude. And then it's ignorant to say, again, black women, open your legs for us whether we married or not so we can have babies. There's no positivity in that at all. I couldn't see it. Could y'all? Oh yeah, you also. Don't forget you.
Yeah, I'm finna ask us some questions, but let me give you some pushback real quick. Would you say that out of all the gene pool, black men, in your opinion, is the most sought after?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, would you say that this is a a declaration for him saying, hey, in his mind, we want to be with black women. However, y'all not as easy as the other ones, so we gonna go like with someone else or go to a whole nother side which is probably fetishizing us, not really caring for us per se, but really just they want the ideal of being with a black man.
If you're fully aware that it's a fetish, number one, and it's not actual feelings, that shouldn't make you feel good. Two,
but how would you be aware of that though?
Because it's based off what you just said. If you said you know that they want us,
like if a white girl said, all I date is black men.
Why? That'd be my first question. Why? Because what you cannot say is, oh, your skin looks nice and I want to have cute babies. That's ignorant.
That's fetishizing.
Exactly. And if you really want to be with a black woman, you will do whatever it takes. Now, I understand you're not going to be, and not even just black, you're not going to be with somebody difficult. They give you a whole set of rules. It's like, well, you got to do it. I'm not talking about that. But if you say that you want to be with a black woman, you're going to be with a black woman regardless. You could have a million other races or whatever and 1,000 black women. You going to try to get one of them black women. It's that simple.
But what if it's not as easy to get one of those?
What's not easy?
I don't know. That's what sometimes nigga.
That'd be my question. What about it's not easy? I put it this way. If a woman tells you, hey, you got to respect me. I don't want to open my legs up for you until we do this or that third. And you go, oh, that's too much, man. Man, I'm trying to get in there right now. And she say, no, you got to respect it. Or
Becky down the street said,
cool, go be with Becky. Becky go.
But that's what some thug is saying.
Becky ain't gonna love you for what you think she gonna love you for. If you say, hey, I want to be with a black woman, but she really want me just because what I look like, you actually want to love me, and I want to love you too. But in order to have kids, I gotta marry you. In order to have sex with you, I gotta marry you. Becky giving it up for free. So, like, I really don't want her, but, like, if we have babies, I mean, that's cool, you know, whatever. That don't sound like a life you want to live, to me.
So what's the difference between fetishizing and preference, in your opinion?
You're not going to start off. If I looked at her and I said, ooh, I want to be with her because of her physical attributes, that... No disrespect to you, I'm just saying this as humans. As they always say, looks fade, so you're not there for a look. She could get 500 pounds, I would still be with her. That has nothing to do with it. If I looked at her and I said, man, you know, she look real good. The day that I look at her and go, man, she about 215. I was never with her for who she is at all. Not even close.
You was for what she represented.
Her character. That's what I'm with her for.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Because just out of curiosity, because to be with somebody, right? Doesn't there still have to be a level of attraction first?
I get you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if somebody has, I don't agree with what he's saying. But if somebody has a preference, right? If they decide that a certain group of individuals are the ones that
demographic,
right? If that's who they're most attracted to, whether that's physical appearance, the way they think, how they carry themselves, blah, 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 blah. Why does it matter what their preference is?
So are you asking based on... So basically, if I see her...
Correct. And
she look good, and I want her, because that's what I prefer. I prefer
Correct.
Somebody to look good. Still stands there as time... Let's say I do that. 3 years go by. She don't look as good as what she did before. Do I drop her and go get somebody new, or do I go, hey, babe, you might want to, you know?
I mean, that's based on your character at that point more than anything else. Because at that point, because to a degree, right? First of all, I don't agree with just because. I mean, like you said, if you want to be with a certain demographic, you should do that. Whether it's easier to get with somebody, if it's easier to get with somebody else, then you're not really trying to get with them in the first place. You're really just trying to hit. And that's
you would have been with them,
right? And so clearly, that's not the goal that you have, in my opinion.
You cooking? You cooking?
No, go ahead.
Oh.
The gears were turning.
Yeah, I'm getting questions in my head. Go ahead.
But again, if you meet somebody, there has to be some level of attraction to them, regardless. So, and then over the years, if they gain weight, lose weight, appearance changes a little bit, you've already built the connection with them that you want to be with them anyway, right? So, to a degree, right, that appearance matters less, and all those other factors kind of get bigger because it's like you've already grew that bond with that person.
I'm going to find a black woman that I'm attracted to. That's all I do.
Real quick, have you ever dated outside your race?
No, don't want to.
When going to date a person, you're dating for values first. So it don't matter the looks.
You saying as far as like what comes first?
Yeah, like on the market.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to the store and looking for.
Yeah, I got you.
So, do you think stereotypes and like different, how I want to say this, like different like stigmas, all right, should that play a part?
No, because stereotypes only represent, depending on what the stereotype is too, stereotypes don't represent everybody as a whole.
Like, I don't want a black woman because she's more combative.
You could say that, but that's like super. And you got to make sure that's not a personal preference. Because if you, let's say you had 2 women in 10 years, them 2 women don't represent the million others that aren't combative.
That's true.
That's why, like, if I say, man, so-and-so difficult to work with, I could actually be the problem in that situation too. Everybody else love that person.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
No, I'm just.
Anyways.
I'm just saying. I feel your point.
I can't say, well, yeah, black women is. How many black women have you dated? Man, 3 of them. Okay. There's plenty more out there. They don't speak for every other black woman everywhere. That's
so
weird.
someone who has dated black women before, and then turn around and say, "Hey, I'm only dating white women now."
Why?
That would be their preference.
Because they're easier, or because you actually want a white woman?
I would think because they want a white woman.
You would.
Now, I don't know what that entails.
Do you really think all white women are evil?
I don't think that. I don't know all white women. There are plenty. Man, look.
And I think that Slim Thug speaks from a perspective of celebrity status. The nigga 6'5" with money in Houston, like
He sound hurt. Let me not say hurt. He sounds like he's projecting a little bit. Like there's a woman he wants that told him, "Hey, nigga, if you ain't trying to commit to me first, you not getting this." And he like, man, I can go get him somebody else. Go get it. But he really want to be somewhere else.
True. Producer, as a black woman, when you hear a black man say that, and it's always a different stigma of, hey, black women have to do this, or black women can't be that, or black women has to, it seems like it's always the black woman having to conform in a way. Do you think that society puts that more pressure on black women to do that, or that's just men in general trying to get, I guess, whatever they want out the situation, or trying to change whatever, because it ain't the same. It ain't the same how it was in the 50s and the 60s, or like how even our mom and daddies were. So like, at first you're supposed to hold on to it, and now it's like, nah, let it go. So
I'll let her. I got
Yeah.
more to say. Go ahead. Wait, what's the question? Just so we clear. For her.
do you think society is changing the conforming of what black women's standards should be?
Well, as far as like dating,
Or is black women in general just changing to, I guess, settle or lower per se?
that's a good question.
Like image wise.
Right.
Just,
Or standard wise?
I think it's a lot more based off status. Like certain black women. That's how I look at it.
Does that go into society though?
Definitely, yes,
Okay.
most definitely.
I feel like when you don't know what you're looking for, you really can't say that you can find that in a woman per se, if that makes sense. Like, what I mean by that is, say for instance, if I have high standards, whether I'm white, black, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, whatever,
Right.
if my high standards don't match what you're looking for, then I'm automatically not, the woman that you want, which is fine.
Right.
But that's not for me to lower my standards to be with you. If we're not compatible, we're just not compatible. It's just that simple. Not really dependent on color. Now, black women have always had it a little bit harder. If we don't have a black man that understands us, it's a little bit harder to find a white guy or Hispanic guy or somebody else like that to
Or
really
you're going to end
understand
up
us.
like Tamira.
Facts.
For real.
Facts.
For real. So, for me, I'd rather date a black guy because he's going to understand me. He ain't got to question, oh, babe, what's that in your hair? Or, oh, babe, why you put oil in your hair? Or why you do this
Is
to
this
your hair?
real?
Yeah,
Why you cook the way you cook. or-
why you use seasonings? Come on now.
What's a wash
So
your
it's
hair?
so you ain't got to thoroughly explain your culture to a different race. It's a lot easier for me as a black woman to be with a black man.
Culture.
Okay, so let's stick with the culture.
Mm-hmm.
The culture is now changing now. Going back to our conversation before the pod about Deshae Frost and these other young guys who are not. It's a disconnect somewhere because they don't know how to conversate or communicate with women, and they don't know how to be around women without being creeps or being sexually forward or advanced. So, is that just young society? Is that young black men? Is that young black women that allow or accept that? What's the?
That's not.
I think that's just grown ass men that's still stuck in the teenage phase, being childish.
I feel like it's more a household situation. A lot of young men may grow up seeing they father beat on they mama. So you got to think, if that's all they see throughout their lifetime of living in a household like that, they're going to grow up thinking that's okay. Because mom sticked around, so why would, my girl not stick around if I'm going to beat on her? So you just got to look at it like it's based off of how you grew up. Everybody in here grew up in a decent household. Therefore, we turned out pretty decent. Not everybody has that. So it's based off of how you grew up, what you was taught during that process.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people realize how much our young lives really affect how our adult lives turn out.
Sure.
I mean, that's a really big factor. Because schools are really dealing with a lot of kids that are living in turmoil to the point they bring that stuff to school. Sure. Hence the reason for the increased amount of school shootings.
Sure.
Kids do not know themselves. They do not know where they come from, who they are, and that's the problem.
So as far as the Deshae Frost thing, I wouldn't say that's not.
And not just him.
Not just streamers like that whole like. I think that's a social media thing more than it is a culture thing, because if they didn't have the cameras, and I told her this too when we was over here. No, just hear me out. If they didn't have the cameras, a lot of these people would not be as bold to do some of the things that they do because it's not on camera. They're doing it for our audience. And doing stuff like he did, anybody that does that, and he's like, oh, it was a prank, this and the third. You don't talk to women like that unless, not even saying unless you have audience, because there's some people out there that they do be wilding. But doing it in that capacity, you're doing it because you have an audience and you're trying to get a reaction. If that particular situation like that wasn't on camera, that wouldn't have happened like that at all. And if it did, to be honest with you, dude that confronted him would have put hands on Buddy because he wanted to do it, but he saw that camera. He already knew that was going to go. But anyway, and talking about going up to at least talk to women, for whatever reason, there's like I think there's a fear of rejection, especially now again with social media. There's some type of fear of rejection. Like, oh, well, if she say no, I'm never going to be with her. And then it's going to be everywhere. People going to be talking about me, this, that, and the third, because people live through this. They feel like they have to, oh, well, I just got to reject this, that, and the third. Oh, I'm going to get on TikTok, story time. This girl rejected me, and it's a 10-minute long video. Like, that's weird. You have to have an audience for everything you're doing. That's how they feel. But our culture, like growing up, can't speak for y'all, but if you like a girl, you flirt with her, throw it out there, if she say no, you're supposed to be like, okay, cool, on to the next one. That's just how I go. But, yeah.
I think it's I think there's kind of like two parts to it. I agree with Mary. One thing I think is that a lot of these kids grow up in homes where they're not taught to respect other people in general. Not just women, but they don't respect like the people that they're around more than anything else. So they don't respect other men. They don't respect adults, people in authority. There's a lack of respect, and I think a lot of these, especially a lot of these men out there, are growing up and they're looking at stuff that I feel like is teaching them, or at least what they're absorbing from the information that they're watching, is that women should conform to whatever they say. And when the women don't conform, or they don't get the instant gratification that they want, their immediate reaction is to do something negative to that woman or to women in general, because these guys, they don't have social skills. With all due respect, they don't have any social skills. They don't know how to read a room. They don't know how to hear the word no, because a lot of these kids are grown up and they're babied as they grew up, right? So, because I used to think, because I kind of used to think kind of the same way what you said was, a lot of these guys just do this shit for like the audience or like the views and the clicks. But then I started hearing stuff like guys would go talk to a girl, she would say no, and they would kill the girl.
Yeah.
Like, never in my mind did I ever think, because first of all,
or women being scared and have to give their numbers out because
like they have to give
it's dangerous of
it's dangerous for them to say
what they
no.
would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and it's gotten to the point where women are, and I don't blame them. If I was a woman and I was single, I wouldn't go out downtown by myself. There's no way I would do it. Right? I would be afraid if a man walked up to me at any point in time, because I don't even know what he's going to do. Because just based on the stuff that I see and based on just how a lot of men portray themselves to the public. So I just think a lot of these guys just need to be taught how to respect people, because if they learn how to respect people, I feel like they wouldn't have this type of animosity towards women in general.
Let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
As someone who has experience in interracial dating, is there ever a time where you say, hey, I don't know if they want me for me or they want me for what I represent as far as what I look like?
No, I don't. Speaking with her specifically, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I thought to myself that she was with me for some other ulterior motive. Never one time. I feel like, especially because I think me and her have done a really good job of trying to understand not just each other, like personally, but understand each other's culture and how do I integrate myself into that culture? How do I respect you and the culture and the people around you more than anything else? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, y'all cute.
Let me try. You know, she cuter than me, but you know, but yeah, it's again. I feel like it goes back to, again, more than anything else, I respect her as a person, and I respect what her opinion is, what she thinks, how she feels, first and foremost. And then I try to accommodate that as much as I can. I don't get everything right.
Of course.
Right? I don't understand every little piece of it, but I
not.
ask questions, and if I do something wrong, I apologize.
And it's a learning.
Right.
It's a learning thing.
And she knows that.
Right.
And there's things that she may not know, and then she'll ask me, and I don't look at her like, why don't you know that? Because there are things that I don't expect her to know. We didn't grow up exactly the same. There are similarities, but like we didn't grow up the same. So part of the journey for us is just we get to enjoy learning each other's backgrounds and stuff like that.
For sure.
I got a question.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Got for all of y'all, really. Submissive and dominant relationships. How do y'all feel about those? Because they are very common from what I've heard.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of women be trying to be dominant over men. Some men can't take it. And that, I ain't gonna lie, that kind of causes a lot of, heat in a relationship. So if a man's supposed to be the provider, the protector, and take care of the household, the rent, therefore a mortgage, I mean, why not be submissive? I mean, he take care of you, the kids, car notes. Like, why not let him lead? Why not let him, be the man he's supposed to be? Why you gotta be? Put your dick up. That's what I call it. Put your dick up. You try to be masculine? Put your dick up.
What if that man was not taught how to lead? Or he was raised in a feminine environment and doesn't know how to exude his masculine energy to have the dominance in the household.
Or he may have grown up and he doesn't know how to provide. He may not know her well enough to know how to provide for her in a way that makes her, quote unquote, want to be submissive. Me personally, I think I just look at relationships as 50-50. In my personal opinion, the way that
In 2025?
in 2025,
Oh my God!
the way I grew up,
Women not gonna like that.
Oh God!
I hope they don't. They ain't never gonna know me, so it don't matter. You feel me? I've told her plenty of times. One of my ultimate goals is to make enough where she doesn't have to work. Now that doesn't mean that she can't go work if she wants to. If she wants to get her own money, you go do that. But me personally, just the way that I grew up, I want to pay for everything, and the rest of the money is just what it is. What she wants to do with her time, if she wants to take care of the house, she can do that. So, I have no issue. It really just depends on really what she wants to do. What she wants, and I feel like because I think, at least from what I see so much. I see so many things about like women's voices get suppressed, the rights that they have, they be trying to take them away and all that stuff. I really don't want to be in a position where I make her feel like she's less than. So
No, never that.
Okay.
So to not do that, I feel like I want to give her as much freedom within reason that I can.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Let me hopefully give you a quick answer.
Because you said that you believe in 50-50. Does that mean at certain times of relationships, it might come to a time where she exerts her dominance in some type of ways?
Correct. Because
then,
there are times where...
And you're submissive
correct.
in some type of areas.
Because the thing is, even if I want to lead, there are situations where she knows better than I do, and it doesn't make sense for me to say, "Yo, you know," it.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't make sense if I respect her as my partner, as my equal.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense for me to say, "Okay, cool, whatever you say don't really fucking matter," right? Like that don't make no sense, right? Because then it's like, okay, well then you're really not my equal because I make all the decisions, and me personally, I can't do that. So that's why I say it's 50-50, because I feel like the decision making is us. It's not me. Correct.
Now, do y'all feel like any of y'all can be stay-at-home dads if it came down to that?
Hold on. Before y'all answer,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
you got to answer the first question.
Oh,
What's the first question?
The
Dominant and
submissive and dominant relationships.
What's your opinion? What's your take?
I gotta hear this.
I feel the same way as Ryan. I don't think.
Cap.
So
I'm not saying that.
Cap.
I'm leaving. Go ahead.
So the thing is, like,
Be true fight.
So, anyways, so going off what you were saying about how like you take care of the house, this and the third. That's cool and all, but see, the way I look at it, like, that's the role of any adult should have as far as like paying for stuff and whatnot.
Thank you.
I look at it differently. Like, if I'm taking care of my woman, I want to do things for her specifically. Like, you can keep a roof over your head if it's just you. You feel me? If it's both of y'all,
At least you should be able to,
you should be able to.
because you are an adult.
You are an adult. Just like,
You're not just a girl.
hey, you want to shut up?
Oh, my fault. My fault. My bad.
I'm just a girl. Ball tires and everything. That's adult. But anyway.
Damn.
Right. Anyways. Yeah, like I said, I'm with you, like the whole 50-50 thing. I don't think there should be roles per se. And you know this. Like, there's nothing that you do that's like a you thing and something that I do that's a me thing. We both do what. I may be better at something than she is. She may be better at something than me. We might both be equally good at doing the same thing. Cool, whatever. Whatever makes the house go, whatever makes the engine run, cool, whatever. We're doing that. I just think, personally, when you put labels, like you said, submissive and dominant, I think that opens up the door too much of somebody to play a role. And if the other person is failing in the area, then you like, well, I need help. Can you do this? Well, no, you're supposed to be able to do it. I don't want to do all that. Like, that's not what that's for. Like, if I fell on hard times, I know you wouldn't hesitate to be like, don't worry, I got it. How would you feel if you did that? I'm like, sure, you got to figure it out, man. Like, I'm finna go to work, so you stay here and figure it out. That'd be wild. Like, that'd be crazy. So,
Or that's like, for instance, you work all the time, I'm always at home, so anything at home I need to take care of because you always at work. It's like if you come home from work, I should have dinner cooked because I've been at home all day. But say, for instance, if I fall ill or if I get sick or something, you like, well, you sleep being here for like, 12 hours. You been in bed the whole time? It's like one of those because you still expect dinner because I've been at home all day.
well, it depends. If you're at home all day, like, are you a stay-at-home woman or you just don't have a job?
I'm a stay at home. And you work all the time.
That's different because then we agreed on it. But if you just ain't got no job and you just laying around, that's way different. Like, I don't care if you could dinner it out. Did you go try to get a job? Like, that's the first thing we're going to worry about.
She's trying to figure it out.
Don't jump in our conversation like that. You see people going people talk. What's wrong with you?
I thought this was a podcast.
What's wrong with you?
I thought this was a podcast.
We all grown here.
You right. I ain't have to come here like that, did I? But I did. You don't learn. Anyway, so
Nigga get one child and want to be a parent to everybody.
that's a great point, though. Imagine if I got home, I didn't feed him or nothing. I just looked at him like, shh. When your mommy get home, she'll do everything. She come home, like, did you feed him? No. Did you take him out? No. What has he been doing? Well, he been in a cage. That's weird.
Waiting on you.
That waiting on you. I'm gonna go play the game real quick, so y'all have at it.
Big.
That's wild.
Big.
I'm
put
doing
you out.
I was doing. See, now I'm in trouble.
You know, it's just broken.
Now I'm in trouble.
That doesn't sound like to me.